It's time to get all your Star Wars news in a single file. From Fantha Drax TV, this is Good Morning Tatooine!
Good morning, Tatooine. Indeed, we're back with your weekly recap of everything Star Wars and Lucasfilm. I'm your host, Brian Cameron. With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mr. Paul Naylor.
Good evening, folks. Good morning, folks. Hello, folks. Hello, Brian. How are you?
How has your week been, Paul?
It's been okay. It's gone in the blink of an eye. I can't remember exactly what I've done, and I can't remember what's in the in tray and what's in the out tray, but I think I'll know tomorrow morning. Yourself?
Well, we're all gearing up for the sheer excitement of President Donald J. Trump arriving in my village tomorrow on Air Force One. And we're just the excitement is palpable here.
It looks it. Well, where's all your Star Spangled Banners? Where are they?
I know. I'm gonna if he comes out for a walkabout. I'll invite him in to see my Star Wars collection. all imported, tariff free.
Do you know what? I wish I was the president. I'd love to see your Star Wars collection.
It's a complete mess.
Hello, Mr. Newbold.
Mark, is he coming over as well? Don't know. There's not an invite extended until I've been invited onto making tracks, which is now a thing I've started.
Oh, no. That was one of the highlights of the week. Mark came over. We recorded an episode of Start Your Engines. Sorry, Mark. Right, yes, that was a highlight. Whoops.
See, I don't get these kind of invites.
You're welcome anytime.
So exciting week locally for locals and something different happening in the little village that I live in.
Definitely.
And we'll see what becomes of that. But more important than that, there's lots of Star Wars news going on in the world as well. Should we check out what we're going to be discussing tonight?
Let's take a sneaky peeky.
First up, we'll be checking out Heritage Auctions for a Red 5 miniature that they sold this past week for lots and lots of US dollars.
It's all about the money. Dark Horse September 2025 solicitations are here. We've got Codebreaker, Tides of Terror, and Nightlands. More about that shortly.
Star Wars Icons Darth Vader, the new book, will be coming with a collector's edition with a very high price tag. We'll be checking that out.
Ahsoka, a first look at Season 2 Ezra Bridger now. Before we started the show, Brian's going, he looked exactly the same. He had a beard, Brian. He had a beard.
Oh, that's true. We'll also get a first look at Maul Shadow Lord.
And Star Wars Outlaws, the sequel has been cancelled as Ubisoft addresses choppy waters, so it says. Wonder what that could mean.
Star Wars Launch Base is shut down as well. We will be discussing the impact of that.
And then there's a lot of news this week coming out of San Diego for the San Diego Comic-Con 2025. There's the Hasbro exclusive Black Series Anakin and Obi-Wan, where they're fighting over the lava, which is a very nice looking pack indeed.
We'll also be recapping the Hasbro Brand panel as well.
And then, of course, there's Haslab, the vintage collection LAAT/I gunship. that's made a few people make a few comments, and it's interesting to see how the backing's going on that already.
And we'll be continuing the San Diego theme with Pop Mart's Star Wars Bobbleheads.
We love those. And then also from San Diego, Star Wars Stories from a Galaxy Far, Far Away panel.
And last but not least, we'll be recapping under Season 2, Episode 8, Who Are You? The saddest episode in Season 2, I think.
Get your hankies out, folks.
Yeah, definitely. So pretty much all that news is coming out of America, apart from Ahsoka Season 2, which is filming in the UK because Hollywood's in trouble and all the business is coming abroad, and Trump is potentially going to introduce tariffs for it. So it's very appropriate for Trump's visit. Here's all products that we're going to have to import.
All the more reason he should pop in and see you, bro.
Yeah, all the more reason. I'll set him straight, and we'll have a good conversation, I think.
He'll love that.
I'm sure he would. Should we check out what's coming up first and today's news?
Yeah.
And Heritage Auctions have sold a Red 5 filming miniature for £375,000, Paul. Wasn't you that bought it, was it?
Not on this occasion, no. I got the Y-Wing and the Falcon. No. I mean, I suppose if you can have a part of movie history, you're going to go for something from the Star Wars saga. So this one was from The Empire Strikes Back. This was Luke's X-Wing miniature from The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Arguably the best Star Wars film. So, that's the one you want it from. But yeah, I mean, you've got to have deep pockets for something like that. But I suppose it can only be seen as an investment. I would imagine the value of that's only going to go up.
That's very true indeed. It's kind of a little bit sad in a way, I think, that the prices of these have become so insane that it's only at the extreme end of collecting that anyone has a chance of getting their hands on these kind of things.
Totally. There was a time when you could buy all sorts of bits and bobs just to say that you had something from, that was actually used in the films. I'm thinking of like sail barge sail. You get a tiny bit of the sail, or you might get a bit of cloth from a Jawa's cape. That sort of thing. But yeah, I suppose these things are only going to increase in value as we get further and further down the track away from the point in time when they were made, because the older they become, the rarer and the more valuable that they're perceived to be. But yeah, do we know whether it's going into a museum or what's happening?
I believe it's going to a private collector.
Right.
But it's a little bit sad. These things are kind of getting hidden away in a way, but I'm not entirely sure if they do hold their value, because once a certain generation of people leave this planet, is there the same interest amongst the younger generation for the original Star Wars trilogy? I think arguably not.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, Citizen Kane was mentioned in the text there, and for a certain generation, that film is like the exemplary motion picture. But nowadays nobody's really that interested in Citizen Kane. So if stuff had come out for that, if there had been merch for that, there's only a finite amount of time in which people would be collecting that and the value of it. There is going to come a turning point, I suppose, for Star Wars, but that's as and when Star Wars ceases to be being produced.
Yeah.
We all remember that sort of 5-year gap between about 85 and 90. Where Star Wars disappeared. What that did do is that helped people at that point in time to be able to collect Star Wars stuff, because it suddenly became very cheap. So it's all to do with supply and demand, I suppose, at the end of the day.
That's very true indeed. Talking supply and demand, Dark Horse Comics are supplied the solicitations for what they're releasing in September, and it's probably in more of a price range because it's like $4 a comic. So
did you demand this? Did you demand this? No?
Well, the Ethan Sachs is writing some of them, and who's an incredibly good writer, and George Mann from Bristol is also writing one of these as well. So shout out to those guys, fans of the show. we've got Hyperspace Stories Codebreaker issue 4 coming in on the 3rd of September, and Tides of Terror issue 2 on the same date. And from Cavan Scott, another Bristolian, comes Tales from the Nightlands issue 1, which has become something of a Halloween treat. His nightmarish tale from Cavan Scott's kind of been a tradition now, and great to see that continuing. And so interesting group of little collections there.
Yeah, the Poe Dameron cover was particularly good. I like that. That's a great cover.
Definitely. So Dark Horse comics are aimed at the sort of younger reader, but a lot of fun in amongst them, I think. So people will be happy if you pick them up. Something a little bit more expensive still on the literature front. Star Wars Icons Darth Vader, the Bas Relief Collector's Edition. There will be a standard edition arriving just before my birthday if you're thinking of buying me a present. And on the 21st of October. This collector's edition comes at a much mightier price point of $400. And pre-orders are open now, and it will ship early 2026. And orders direct from Insight Editions.
Yeah, I think I'd wait for the standard edition.
Yeah, well, the standard edition will be out first. So the standard edition is this October. Collector's edition next year. So it kind of, there's a nice design element to it. But $400 is a lot of change.
Definitely. And that doesn't look quite right anyway, that Darth Vader. He looks a bit too slim.
It's a kind of a weird kind of little design there, isn't it?
Yeah, it might just be the way it's cropped. It doesn't look right.
No, I've seen a few images of it, and it does kind of look slightly around the shoulders and the waist a little bit.
Yeah.
Out of proportions would be the way to say it.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
And it's wall hand painted, and it's wall mountable. So this is the idea of it's considered a piece of art in itself. That's a high price point. So interesting to see. A little bit more about this. It's written by Anthony Breznican, who has long been the go-to person for Lucasfilm when they want to drop news to the media. So this is his first Star Wars book, I believe. And so it's interesting to see how he does.
I've got a really good Vader hardback book from about 10 years ago. And it's brilliant. It's got all sorts of little inserts in there. There's little posters you can pull out and unfold, and basically it's your essential guide to Vader. But that really, I don't know whether this is going to be much different from that in terms of the content. But
moving on in the news, we got our first look at Season 2's Ezra Bridger from Ahsoka, which is currently filming in the UK and due to continue filming all the way through to October. So a very long shoot, almost 6 months for this TV show, which is interesting in itself. If you're hoping to see some of the cast who are signed up for various conventions between now and October, some cancellations are happening, I'm afraid. So do be wary. If you're planning on visiting.
What you book tickets for. Yeah. That's very Han Solo, isn't it? Very Bespin.
It is. It's clearly he's on a Rebel Alliance craft of some description there. Is it a great first look at Ahsoka Season 2? I don't think so. It's like...
I mean, I suppose it does show Ezra clean shaven, which was, he got like a very sort of disgruntled sort of look about him in the first season, where he got a shabby look rather, where he got the beard and etc. But he's almost gurning on there though. He reminded me of Screech, but from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, he needs a slap round the face, that's for sure.
He's looking a bit smirk.
As well as the first look at Ahsoka this week, we also got our first frame from Maul, Shadow Lord, the new animated series that is coming next year, and was first revealed in a trailer at Celebration Japan.
I was going to say, we've seen that image before, haven't we? Yeah.
Well, you have if you saw the trailer. I can't remember if the trailer was made public. I think it was.
Yes, it was. Yeah. No, the trailer
wasn't made public.
But that image was. That image was made public.
Yeah. So, Mark can't spell there. I'm just pointing that out because he's in the comments. You'll have to go and fix that now. But yeah, this was revealed as part of the San Diego Comic-Con Lucas 20th anniversary animation pavilion as well. So our first two looks at official looks at these two shows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to both. I think the Ahsoka show has got loads of potential. It's just such a shame that that we lost Rey as Baden Skull. But I'm sure that Rory will step into the boots and bring something different to the role.
I think in terms of plot, Ahsoka Season 2 really has to deliver quite a lot.
Yes. I don't know whether it was rumours earlier in the week or whether it was something that's been confirmed, but isn't Star Killer supposedly appearing in Ahsoka Season 2?
I haven't seen or heard anything on that.
No. I don't know where I saw that, but something that I'd seen.
Not on our site. Respectable news site like ours. It must have been on some trash site, Paul.
Must have been. I'll research better next time. But the Darth Maul one, I'm not much of one for watching animated shows. I'm a bit like you in that sense. I mean, I have watched shorter series, shall we say. I don't like it when a season goes on forever. But the Darth Maul one, I think I probably will try my best to watch all of that because as a character, he is fascinating.
Yeah. We also got this news this week. Is it news? Because something got cancelled that we didn't... He's fixed a typo. Breaking news. We'll look out for more. A nice person would have alerted him to it before the show. But, Star Wars Outlaws was due to get a sequel, and the sequel's been cancelled. But the sequel is never announced, so can you cancel something that's never been announced? It's kind of cancelled behind the scenes.
Was it not announced at Japan?
No. That was Zero Company, completely different game.
Right.
But on a recent episode of the Insider Gaming Podcast, Tom Henderson said that Ubisoft had cancelled a potential sequel. And this follows on from the Ubisoft CEO saying earlier this month that Star Wars Outlaws had underperformed. And he kind of blamed it a little bit on Star Wars being in choppy waters when the game was released, as being the reason why it underperformed, kind of ignoring the fact that Jedi Survivor did very well and ignoring the fact that people became quite obsessed with Battlefront 2 when Fortnite had their sort of Star Wars season in May. Did Star Wars Outlaws underperform because of choppy waters? Or did it underperform because it followed a very dull Ubisoft tradition for open world games and didn't bring anything particularly unique other than a Star Wars pace to it? Or I'm going to throw it out there, if you create an open world game, why was the lead character not changeable in any manner whatsoever? I take it the most successful open world game being Skyrim, where you can be any gender, any race, any species from the game, and the story reflects what character you pick and the decisions you make. Where in this game you could be one character and you felt very much forced down a certain path, and the story was kind of fixed and only marginally affected by the decisions that you made in the game.
Yeah. I think you said that in a very, very good way. I think you're right. I think it needed to have multiple characters that you could choose to be. and therefore change the tone of the game based on the character that you choose to use as your lead character. There'd be nothing to stop it from being programmed in the background to have the other characters come in and drive the narrative the way in one direction generally. But yeah, I think hashtag diplomatic. Yeah, um, I think that off the back of a lot of very female-led projects, it may have been perceived as, oh, another female-led project, whereby this was an opportunity where you could have multiple choices on who you had as your protagonist. So yeah,
That's true.
yeah, it's failed.
Um, has Sydney Sweeney in a pair of jeans changed that environment this week? apparently, according to the stock market, she adds 150% to your share value.
Okay,
There we go.
I've missed that one.
Did you? Oh well, Google it. Definitely, it's how advert worth watching. I wish I had it to play right now, but I don't have it lined up. The CEO of Ubisoft did make one confession, which I thought was very fair, that the game did launch very unpolished, and it took them quite a few weeks of releasing updates to really fix it. And
There
so by
was a
that
lot of
time, it
ironing
had
out, yeah.
garnered a lot of heat and a lot of criticism as well, and that does affect sales when the talk is of how poor the quality of the game was, and the game was rough out of the box.
Yeah,
Are you Googling now?
I'm just looking at Sydney.
While you're doing that, I will bring up the news that Star Wars launch bay is to shut down.
Boo!
In some ways it's sad, in some ways it's not. It's been a fixture of Hollywood studios for 10 years and probably neglected for 9.
Yeah.
Kind of in the wrong place. Kind of
Is that
not,
where they were? Is that where they had the helmets and the lightsaber
Yeah.
helmets and different?
kind of didn't really
it's-
know what they were doing with it.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that. It was like a little micro museum. I think they'd also got a large size Boba Fett action figure. I think they'd certainly got one of the Kenner action figures. It might have been Vader. I can't remember now. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed that. That's a shame. That is. Yeah.
So it's going the way of the rest of the Muppets at the park. That's the actual Muppets and not the staff, and being removed. So yeah, don't know. There's no real news of what it's going to be replaced with, or whether it's going to be Star Wars related. I would imagine not, because I would imagine anything new Star Wars related will get put into the Galaxy's Edge area, which
Yeah.
I do feel like the Galaxy's Edge needs more attractions.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Even if it's not more sort of rides, there needs to be something there that pulls you into the Star Wars galaxy. Definitely.
Actually, just reading an article, it does say it's what it's going to be. It's going to be replaced by the magic of Disney animation, which
Hurrah!
could be anything. Could be anything. But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
definitely not going to be Star Wars that goes back in there. So a lot of changes going on at Hollywood studios,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Shame.
for good and bad. And I think most people are kind of indifferent to this, which probably tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but yeah, never
There you
mind.
go. Anything you enjoy is just take away, Paul. Did you enjoy this announcement from San Diego
Oh.
Com? The Hasbro exclusive in the Black Series of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and with the whole lava thing going on.
Yeah. I
Lava
mean,
not included, I believe.
don't think you do get that. No.
You
No.
get a little bit. There you go.
That's nice. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the figures had been announced sort of prior to this, but maybe you're getting extra bits and bobs with this version. I do like it when they have the lightsabers with that flashing of, as if they're in motion. That's a good effect. First did that with Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great set, but yeah.
109.99.
I know, I know. That's the problem these days. The prices are absolutely crazy. I mean, a couple of Black Series figures really should be 50, 60 at the most.
Yeah.
Even with the extra bits and bobs. Yeah, it's a lot of money. They're pricing people out of the collecting market, which is a shame.
And as soon as someone quits collecting, it kind of means that the whole series starts to fail in the long term.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was quite heavily into the Black Series collecting scene, but I came away from it a little while ago. Couple of reasons, two or three reasons. The one was the constant repaints, particularly of Boba Fett and various other characters. Um, the decision to remove windows from the boxes and just have, a solid box where who knows what was in it? Because I wasn't somebody that opened the packaging. I was an inbox collector, so you could have had anything in that box. You could have had the wrong figure, anything. Um, but I think that the main reason was the rapid release. There was so many coming out. You'd suddenly get 10 come out one month, and then 2 months later you'd have another 10 come out. Know, how much have I got to earn a year to be able to keep
Yeah.
up with this hobby? So it just became too expensive and not as much fun as it used to be.
Yeah. Let's see if they can tempt you back in with their panel from
I'm telling you now, they won't.
from San Diego Comic Con. If you look at the show notes, you'll get the link. You can watch the whole panel yourself.
Yeah.
But we'll flip through some of the big reveals. First up, Black Series, Jango Fett.
Yeah, I already had two of them.
There we go. That's your answer. That's not getting them back. $25 for that. Pre-orders now is going to be available early part of next year. Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean I believe that's the same head sculpt as the version that came out a couple of years back, and then the rest of it's completely new.
Looks like she's
it's not
got
a bad
football shin pads on.
It's a strange little outfit, that one. But no, that won't bring me
That's
back
not
in.
getting you back either.
No.
What about the vintage collection? You said you're a Black Series guy, but would you go
Yeah,
for
more-
vintage collection?
I've got a few
Imperial
vintage
Shock Trooper?
collection. Yeah, I've got. I mean, that's nice. I had that as a Black Series, I think. I think I had that one. But yeah, I think what it is,
No.
you've got to pick a scale and go with it, haven't you?
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the Black Series. What about the Stranger from The Acolyte? I know you're a big fan of that TV show.
A massive fan of the. Yeah, no, not a huge fan of the show, but I mean, he was by far the most interesting thing about it. Yeah, great figure, but no, that
Timing
won't-
of
that won't get
it
me
to
back in.
release this fall at $25
Yeah.
is just disastrous, isn't it, really?
It is, yeah. Yeah. That was another thing as well, Brian, is that there were so many series where the figures were being released at really weird times, like 18 months, 2 years after the show.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Now, this is quite nice. So this is Vader and Luke
Yeah.
battling it out over Bespin, and much like they did with the guy from the Visions anime, they've given Darth Vader a wired cape, so you can make it look as though it's billowing and doing all sorts of things in the wind.
$70. I actually saw this from Royal Selangor,
Did you?
and wasn't that much more expensive. I think I was about $300, and in pewter, which was far, far nicer. This exact same scene.
Yeah. But it's quite nice how they've now got where the lightsabers clash. They've got that spark. That's quite nice how they've done that. No.
What about Anakin Skywalker and Clone Captain Rex?
Yeah, I've got Clone Anakin already. He doesn't look too dissimilar to that. And Captain Rex. Yeah. No. Like I say, there's a lot of re-releases. It doesn't really inspire a lot of woohoo in the collecting world.
Vintage collection Han Solo at $17.
Yeah, not a bad likeness for the scale. I suppose if you haven't already got Han in his New Hope guys, then it is a good one to have.
And to go along with Han, you can get a Chewbacca.
Yeah. not a bad version of Chewie. They've used a different card back because they've acknowledged the original picture that was on the original Kenner card. They've already used quite recently, so this is like a slightly different version.
And apparently
yeah,
that was the highlights from the panel.
Yeah, yeah, not a lot there really to go woohoo about, I don't think. But yeah, yeah, I did watch the panel. I was quite underwhelmed, as were a lot of people that were commenting on it at the time.
What could kind of tempt you with something completely different then?
Not the Haslab.
San Diego Comic Con and Pop Mart Star Wars Bobbleheads.
Oh, they're
Not
kind of
quite
cute, but
Labubu's. If I said that correctly, I believe that is the now most popular item from Pop Mart.
is it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got
they are quite cute, but
characters with giant weird heads. It's kind of like Funko Pops. But
he's got
more
my hair. Yoda's got my
cartoony-ish.
hair.
That's probably controversial saying that, is it?
Yeah. But no, they are. I mean, I suppose they at least have got the features more than you will get with the pops, where they've all got that sort of same sort of painted eyes and stuff. So at least 3PO looks a bit more like 3PO. What's going on here?
I haven't logged into Facebook, Paul. Let's go back.
Yeah,
I should have logged in. It's not letting me see the last image, but you can see Jar Jar is quite cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, style-wise, they're quite nice. Quite like those.
Yeah. It's not going to tempt you back into
Nah.
What about something to read then? Because a staple of San Diego Comic Con has become the Star Wars literature panel. And obviously many of the publishing companies based in New York, so quite often you get an interesting panel, and they covered a lot of ground here. Book that we've profiled on the show before, ILM's 50th anniversary, coming from Abrams. Still don't have a price on that. Second to that, The Art of Star Wars, The Acolyte, coming in January. Could be interesting if it reveals anything about the plans of where they were going to take the series.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think they would thought that far ahead.
Don't think that'd be one that I'll be getting, but still, yeah.
You can kind of get a little flavour for
character design. Yeah. There you go.
I've broken it now. There we go.
I broke it.
The preview comics, which is never exciting in these panels because, this is stuff that's coming in December. It's not that far away to get revealed anyway. So it's more just cover reveals than anything.
Yeah.
So we'll skip past them. You had the tie-in to the Young Jedi Adventures.
Yeah.
The Training Sessions hardcover that's coming from Dark Horse in December. Also news of the High Republic, the finale, coming to the comics from Cavan Scott. Perhaps most interesting people. Star Wars, you're my little Grogu. Is that a compliment or a slander?
It's a slander. You don't want that.
Coming April next year. I don't know if it's like a pop-out kind of thing.
It looks like it's something where you can pop the stuff out and stick them on a board or something.
It has rhyming text that celebrates a parent's love for their child. And it's a wonderful read for Traveling Galaxy. I'd take it all back. You still want that. It's just garbage. Cover reveals as well for the Mandalorian visual guide. Lots of comic reveals. And a big book reveal that Star Wars Outlaws previously discussed. Sequel has been cancelled, but it is getting an origin story written by Mike Chen called Low Red Moon.
That's a shame, isn't it? I mean, they obviously thought things were going to carry on, but well, never mind.
That's the thing. It's you always have this problem with these games is you're competing in an industry now where the likes of GTA 6 has got $2 billion spent developing it, and they expect to make $7 billion in revenue in the first 4 or 5 weeks.
As much as that, in the first,
which is 70% of the money that Hollywood will make in a year.
My goodness!
So there's huge money in games.
Yeah.
But these companies that are buying licenses from Star Wars are getting a license for a number of years, have to churn out a game really quick.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have lower quality, and that's the problem when you're licensing a property rather than being the owner of the property. I've talked often about how much of a fan I am of the Skyrim open world game, still playing it many years after it's been released. Still waiting on the sequel, which will be around the same time as George R.R. Martin writes the sequel, Winds of Winter. It's like that kind of wait. Even the announcement that we're doing a sequel is now 4 or 5 years old, and been nothing else heard of the sequel to Skyrim since. So that's the advantage they have when they own the property, that it can take a long time to develop it, knowing it's going to make them a lot of money.
I mean that's a confident move if you can spend billions on it before it's launched, and that you think that you're going to make your money in, what was it, 4 to 6 weeks? Yeah. And when's that due to come out?
It comes out at the exact time that The Mandalorian and Grogu's hitting the cinema.
I thought that was the case.
I've mentioned it before, a huge number of people will not come out to watch that movie because they were going to be glued at home playing 24 hours, 7 days a week, GTA 6. And no one's really talking about the impact that games now have on movies. Everybody kind of looks at movies in isolation and think, oh, well, the window between that, Mandalorian and Grogu's already got a tight window of a lot of projects coming out either side of it next year. Add in the fact you've got GTA 6 as well. People may go and watch it once. Will they go back and see it a second, third, fourth, fifth time? Maybe not, if there's a lot going on. I think people look at the movie industry in isolation and look at it and say, the next movies, you've got Superman, you've got Jurassic World, you've got Fantastic Four. They're competing against each other, but people don't look at other forms of entertainment that are going on round about it as well. That's a good point. The gaming industry and big gaming releases are a big thing now, and Hollywood's going to have to open its eyes and sharpen up.
There's also a big collector's market now for vintage games. Some of these vintage cartridges, especially if they're still in the cellophane and never been on.
The whole retro market. It's crazy. Comment here on Facebook from Delta Bravo Golf saying the Maker, which is perfect timing, because just within the last 90 minutes or so, George Lucas has been at San Diego Comic-Con. For the very first time. He's had to wait all these years to try and get a ticket because, tickets are really hard to come by. He's finally got one. And he went there and he spoke about the Lucas Museum. So let's have a quick clip of George on stage.
Mythology, any kind of story, that is written to affect people and to build community is extremely important to society and creating societies and creating community. Art illustrates that story, and that's the right hand of building a community. Is you need the art to make it seem real. Even back in the whether it's the Renaissance or the Stone Age, you'll always have a story that people believe it's mythology. It's not really true, but people believe it, and it binds them together with a common belief system. That common belief system is what is really important. And what we're doing here with the museum is to try to make people aware of the mythology that we live by, and at the same time let them have an emotional experience looking at art that does tell the modern mythology.
Yeah, Mark saying, cheers for the George clip. Great to see the maker talking to an audience again. Indeed, that clip came from Kai, who's on the ground for Fanta Tracks there, covering San Diego Comic Con. You'll see all her content for us on our socials, up on the website as well. So grateful to her for sending that in to us, and we were able to bring that around quite quick after it happened. Great, Paul, to see George back on the stage, looking happy, looking well.
Yeah, he was looking well. I mean, the last time I saw George on some documentary, I think it was, and I think it was one of the documentaries on Disney, he didn't look or sound very good at all. So yeah, that's encouraging to see him looking so well. I mean, what is he now, 82, 83?
Yeah, he must be into his
Yeah,
80s now.
he's well into his 80s, isn't he? So yeah, he's looking good. And he never he never sounds very excited, does he?
No.
Bless him.
I think San Diego Comic Con is the equivalent of hell for him. I'd love to see George Lucas and Harrison Ford do a panel at a Comic Con. That would be interesting.
I'd love to see them doing autographs. That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
It would indeed. And that brings us to the last bit of news out of San Diego Comic Con. Haslab's latest reveal, just in time for the 50th anniversary of the original Star Wars film, we have from Attack of the Clones, the Vintage Collection gunship.
Yeah.
Can you explain why?
No, I can't explain why. I was really expecting, and even after I'd seen the box setup that they got at San Diego, where they got like a patch of sand, I was expecting it to be a sandcrawler to go along with all the other Return to Tatooine content that they've been churning out of late. And I think there would have been a real strong interest in that. You could have even done two different versions. You could have had a version that hadn't got any motors in it, and you could have had one that was remote controlled.
Oh.
They don't.
I didn't mean to do that. I thought Mark's link was going to take us through to see how it was doing, rather than the video. Here we go. I thought, well, let's get live. How's it doing?
So it's currently just under 2,000 backers.
So
now I would have thought. So it's got a target of 8,000, and then beyond that there are tiers. It might just about make it across the line. Although I would have expected at this stage, for, the early sort of stages of a release, that thank you, Mark. I would have expected it to have been probably halfway there by now. So for it to be a quarter, there is a slim chance that this could fail, like the Rancor did for the Black Series. And then there was also Reva's lightsaber, which I believe didn't get made either.
Yeah.
So I think they are having trouble with making the right choices for Haslab.
Honestly, they kind of teased an announcement, and I don't follow Hasbro closely, so it was kind of like a sand scene in their case. And so I thought, well, what would you put on top of sand? And I thought something for the 50th anniversary. It's going to be the Java crawler. It's going to be Luke's home. It's going to be something 50th anniversary related that everybody could be really excited and pumped for.
Yeah, it's a strange choice, isn't it, to go back to this part?
I haven't seen a clamour for a gunship.
No. And there are gunships out there available that aren't that off in terms of scale. This is just slightly bigger than what's been released in the past, slightly better in terms of the pods on the side and different things. But
so I'm not. I guess I'm not criticising the design.
No, neither am I. But it's just not. There are things out there already that are almost as good. If you're going to bring something out in Haslab, the idea always was that it would be something that they hadn't brought out before, and was going to be something, that you would really, really want.
Even looking at the stretch goals,
Yeah, there's nothing
Coleman,
really there.
Trebor,
Yeah.
Sari's Teen, Ashen Kohler. Does it excite anybody?
No, I mean they should bundle it with like loads of clone troopers, but yeah, it's just an odd choice. The timing is weird. Had it have been sort of like had it have come out in say 2022 when it would have been the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, fair enough. But it's just odd.
Yeah.
And the price point, I mean, it's $450, and I think
I have this thing where I object to giving $450 and then having to wait better part of 18 months to get the product from a company the size of Hasbro. There's no need for fans to be financing the company the size of Hasbro.
No. Oh, and there was even those comments on there's like a Haslab tax that's been added in there and all sorts. But I mean, as you can see there, pound wise, it comes out at $449.99 as well.
Yeah.
So the exchange rate would dictate that would be a lot less. However, it's not. So yeah, it's like Mark said in the comments. It is a great looking ship. It is. But we've had ships almost as good as that, and they would have cost a fraction of that price, and they would have been more than adequate for your displays. It's not. It's a great looking ship, but it's not one that you would automatically go, whoa, whoa, whoa! I've got to have this from Attack of the Clones, LAAT stroke I gunship. It's an odd choice.
I wouldn't even known that's what it's called.
Neither would I. I'd have just known it as a gunship.
Just
that
don't
was it.
care. Just don't care. Paul McHugh had a brilliant comment, waiting for a social media post of George walking the floor wearing a Jar Jar mask. That would be the most viral thing ever. That would be awesome.
Brilliant.
There is a guy that you often see at Star Wars Celebration that dresses up like George Lucas. I reckon if you went out there with a traditional jeans and shirt, you could just walk about as George Lucas because everybody just think you're cosplaying.
Yeah. Yes. So that's what he could do. Yes, absolutely. Just wander around because nobody's going to go and be brave enough to come up to you and go, "You George Lucas?" Yeah, do it, George.
So that's just covered this week's news, but we still have to cover the most heartbreaking episode of Andor.
We can get you through this, Brian. We
think?
can get you through this. Yeah. You'll be all right.
Are you ready for the Death Star cometh?
You're with friends, Brian. Let's do this.
So this week on the Death Star cometh, we're talking season 2, episode 8 of Andor, and the episode is entitled "Who Are You?" The most offensive question asked in the entire series. Poor Cyril. So that's all I can say. Just abused by everybody, and abused in his death as well, that we're going to discover later on in this episode. So before the tears start...
Spoiler.
I know. Before the tears start, let's catch up with what happened in this episode. And we kick off the show with a lovely view of Gorman and the Gorman Plaza, with a beautiful new Imperial building standing there in the background. That they've been building over a number of years. And if you remember, Cassian's back on the planet, and he's there to assassinate Dedra Nidro. Vile terrorist. And the Imperials, they're opening up the plaza. The building's finished. Because they're good people, they're opening up the plaza again to the people of Gorman to use in the middle of their city. It's just a kind and benevolent act from the government there.
Lovely job of it. Lovely job.
We then get a scene that's really odd because you get Wilmon, and he's there, and it looks like he's in bed with this young Gorman rebel.
Yeah.
That's certainly the impression that's given. And then the camera pans round, and they're literally in bed in a room with like 50 people. And then for the rest of the episode, we get the whole Wilmon love interest with her. I'm like, this is the most inappropriate thing ever.
Only fans.
What's going on amongst these sick Gormans? Clearly, the rumours about what the Gorman people are like are true. Not just spiders, but weird sexual kinks. That's all that can be said.
Whoa.
Well, then we go to the 50 Shades of Grey room, so it just gets worse. And Dedra, she's talking with Partagaz in that most beautiful ISB room. I'd love to see that set. It's just stunning.
Yeah, it is a cool set.
And they've got all this design flair, but they're still operating Windows 3.1. Like, clearly there's no standout IT people in the world of Star Wars because, they haven't got flat screen LCDs or anything.
Look at the aspect ratio as well. It's not even.
No, it's terrible.
It's not even widescreen.
I know. But basically, she's getting instructions that time's enough. It's time to start mining. They've tried. Mr. Erso's been working hard trying to find a synthetic alternative because the Emperor's a good man, and we thought we don't need to dig at Gorman. We could find a synthetic alternative. And Mr. Erso, he's a horrible rebel sympathizer. Clearly could have synthesized something and didn't, and so no alternative but for the Emperor's wonderful energy project is to dig. And as soon as the square's reopened, what do the Gorman rebels do? They start arming themselves with weapons and bombs, setting out to cause trouble, Paul.
So it's the only option they've got, Brian. That evil galactic empire.
Oh, it's terrible.
Here she is.
Cyril's mum. She's watching the news when the news is reporting on the trouble in Gorman.
Yeah.
And she's there in her kitchen where she's got one of Cyril's little spider gifts just there on the counter. How sweet.
They're creepy, aren't they?
I know, they are. And Cyril, he's back home. He's got loads of them on his shelf. And he's grown some plants as well. How nice. Still, I desperately want a Cyril toy. More than anything in the world.
Just get a marker pen and just go straight down your shirt.
I know, he's got it tucked into his trousers. It's as a fashion choice, it's something else. And basically, he's told here to go to his office. They're calling in everybody because they can feel the tension rising in Gorman.
Yeah.
Our local politicians as well. I forget his name. I think it's Caro Rylands, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes. He's a local politician. He's a shit stirrer, is the only way to describe him. And he has conversation with Enza, another one of the Gorman terrorists, and he's concerned that this is all an Imperial trap, as he describes it. What he doesn't tell the truth is that all the Imperials do is open up the square to people, and it's the rebels who turn up armed. Shocking. Here they come, causing trouble with their flags and rubbish songs.
Yeah, the songs were.
We are the Gore, the world is watching. The world is bored of your song. It's like 2 lines. Come on, people.
Should it be We Are the World, We Are the Children?
That should have been. That would have been better. Ill thought of, the Gorman people, by the rest of the galaxy anyway. And I will point out, once again, Gorman is a willing member of the Galactic Empire. They've voted to be a member. They sit on the Senate,
Yeah, but this country voted for Starmer, and look what's happened there.
Well,
these things go wrong.
Things do happen, but I'm just saying they had the option to leave peacefully if they wanted. He's getting ready to kill, and he's shouting, "It's an Imperial trap," which is a little bit Admiral Akbarish. Mark Newbell's saying that song will win an Emmy. We Are the Gore, The World Is Watching will not win an Emmy. The Gore National Anthem may. Mr. Newbell just did factually correct you there. And as he is running about telling people it's a trap, Cyril corners him, and they get into an argument because he basically accuses Cyril of being part of a grand Imperial conspiracy. And they have a little bit of a back and forth, and Cyril learns that the mining equipment has already arrived on planet. And he's a little bit shocked to learn this, or Cyril. But he dumps the guy to the ground. He should have killed him. Things could have been so different if at that point Cyril had been a nasty person, but he's not. He's kind.
He's looking a bit unhinged, isn't he, old Cyril? He's a troubled man.
Oh, just a good-hearted soul. A mummy's boy.
And what do you think of this gentleman, Bri? Because he's a little bit sneaky, don't you think?
Captain Kado.
Yeah.
Captain Kado, he's representing the diversity of the Imperial Army because he's in charge of a lot of very young and inexperienced officers that happen to be on Gorman, because there's nothing more that the Emperor loves than to encouraging the youth. And
callow youth.
Under was so good.
Yeah.
And he's there. He's ready to implement the plan, and he kind of confronts Daedra. Things are not particularly good amongst them two. They don't like each other. Meanwhile, at the hotel, the former bellboy, now receptionist, reveals to Cassian that he never checked him in, so people don't even know he's at the hotel. Deserves to die, that young man. He's a traitor to the Emperor. Cassian, he goes out in to see what's going on in the square, and who passes him but Cyril, and they don't notice each other. They will later in the episode. Also showing the Emperor's diversity program here. Look at the size of that guy in the background. He's been employed as security. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you just have to run, he's not chasing you, is he?
I thought we got your favourite character back from season 1.
It could have been. It could have been. I just picked that one out at random. Cassian's watching what's going on in the square, and it's all starting to kick off. They're using their flagpoles to break up the concrete so they can have bricks.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, the Empire have done nothing to them. Nothing at all. And they're turning up there with guns, petrol bombs, and now they're digging bricks out of the concrete. That shows the intent of the Gorman people. That's all that can be said.
Got to defend yourself.
And all the rebels, they all start gathering. Wellman's there as well. He tries to get in touch with Cassian. They have a bit of bother communicating with each other because it's all kicking off. He's still determined to kill Daedra. He's got her in her sights, but he doesn't move quick enough. And TIE fighters fly overhead. Don't bomb anyone. A bad Emperor might have bombed people at this point, but no, just good quality Emperor.
Just surveillance. Just have a look around.
Cyril, he's made it to the Imperial building. He's obviously allowed in because he's a government official. But he's kept in a holding room for now for his own safety.
Yes, this was good, wasn't
it? Some more of the Gorman elite and some familiar droids.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
And one in particular seems particularly nosy as to who he is.
Yeah, and we think we all know who that is.
Yeah. Continues to kick off. And it's a difficult one, I guess. We've got Enza here, who became quite a popular character to a lot of people. She's going to come to a timely end very shortly. She's kicking off and chanting and carrying on. Cassian, he's still looking for an opportunity to murder. And the stormtroopers, they close off the square. A traditional police method called kettling, where they kettle you in, they surround you, hold you in place. So you calm down. It's like release the pressure from a kettle, because they didn't fire on anyone at all. They just held the people there and trying to bring about calm. Here's more evidence that they were up to no good in that little bed in front of everybody. There's a little bit of a love affair going on here. Six
free show.
Individuals. There's a lot of subtle storytelling in Andor, that's very true. And it is the way that the major and minor characters' plot points all intertwine is glorious. Because there's not a character that doesn't have a beginning, a middle, and an end, really.
Yeah, they've all got a reason to be there, haven't they? I mean, Willman is a classic example. I mean, his elevation in importance in the show really was a slow burn, wasn't it, from season 1?
He probably is the only one that didn't get an ending, to be fair. Having just said everyone got an ending. At this point, Captain Kado says, let's give the young Imperial, inexperienced Imperial soldiers here some good military experience. Let's go out there and just calmly control the crowd. So he sends them all out to face this mob who are all chanting.
The French foreign resistance.
Yeah, look at that grumpy Frenchman. And here they are handing out bombs, clearly showing what their intent was all along. You know, in this, what you needed at this point was Grand Moff Tarkin to come in and just land on them again.
Is that supposedly what really happened previously? Star Destroyer landed on.
Some people just reverse by accident, occasionally hit someone.
Yeah.
Paul saying he'd be disappointed if Jan Miles doesn't get his standing picture edit and Emmy for this episode. I agree. I thought this was brilliantly done. And we actually spoke in a previous show about, last week about maybe the actors didn't get Emmy nominations because there wasn't singular episodes that was really focused on them. I take that back for this week because this is Cyril's episode, and he was phenomenal throughout this episode. His story kind of carried the whole episode here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should have got an Emmy nomination. And like a couple of drunks, these people start singing. And it's not the best of songs, to be fair, when you translate it in English. It sounded good in their made-up Gorman language.
To come and sing,
We are the Gore. So all the rebels, they're all spread out in the crowd, all armed with guns and petrol bombs. And in Palmo Square, of all places, which gets name-called in the song. Trying to provoke a reaction from the Empire, who don't react. The good people, they hold off. And Daedra's watching. Cassian's still thinking about shooting her, but still doesn't take the shot.
Should have done it.
She comes away from the window because into her office comes Cyril, who confronts her about what's really going on in Gorman. Has he been lied to and misled for all these last 3 years that he's been on the planet? And rather angry does Cyril get. He grabs her. Becomes, let's just say, a little bit aggressive.
Just a tad. Yeah, just a... yeah.
just a little bit. And basically she taunts him in the end and says that he wouldn't have got his promotions if it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
Lester Robert on Instagram saying they're protesting, not provoking anyone. Well, we'll see. And he's hurt, is Cyril, by Deirdre's comments. Most upset, feels used, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And she's all alone. So everything's against her at this point because she's not really okay with what the Empire's doing. She's not really in a very good point in their relationship either. Meanwhile, the Imperials, they're going out to calm the crowd as Cyril runs out the office and away into the crowd. Look at them climbing the Peace Monument, the Grand Moff Tarkin Peace Monument.
It's like an Oasis concert.
And Wilmon, he's still communicating with Cassian, trying to assassinate Daedra. And the Imperial Riot Police, they take up position to hold back the crowd. And Daedra gets her last orders from Partagaz and has to relay them. And the order is taken to begin shooting. And Sniper takes a shot and hits one of his own soldiers, controversially. Do you think that was an accident, Paul?
I think that might have been a bit of a dig.
You think that was done to provoke? Because it all kicks off at that point.
Yeah, possibly.
Everybody starts shooting. The Imperials are shooting and the Rebels are shooting. Here's Wilmon with a gun. It's all kicking off. Here's our guy who's singing. Suddenly he's got a sawn-off shotgun there. And at that point, the stormtroopers, they begin shooting as well, and everybody starts running. Every single rebel that we've seen in the season shooting, throwing petrol bombs, you name it. And Captain Cato, he seems like a happy chappy. He's seen this before, much experienced. Yeah. And the rebels, they're basically trying to take control of the Imperial building. Every single one of them armed. They all came armed, Paul. All came looking for a fight.
Oh.
Now they've got one. There's Cassian. He's still trying to assassinate Daedra. Some poor young Imperials have been slaughtered by the rebels.
And in the foreground, their boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And out of the smoke comes droids that should be celebrated because these are droids with a function and they do their job well. And they start kicking ass.
Yeah.
And there's the Enza that we spoke about earlier. She got picked up by that droid there and flung across the plaza. And that's the end of her.
Died of her injuries.
Yeah. Cyril, kind of.
His head's in the shed, isn't it? He doesn't know where he is now.
Yeah. Receptionist at the hotel got a bomb as well. Paul, what kind of people are the Gormans? They've all got bombs. And,
it's the worst Premier Inn I've ever been to.
I know, it's like, have you ever been in a hotel where the guy behind the counter just happens to have a bomb? Shocking behaviour. Mark, making a point. I love droids. I love droids with a purpose.
Brian loves droids. That quote has been taken out of context.
The best comment of the night goes to Mr. McHugh. First time I've noticed a sign that says Orange Joby in the background. Sorry, my mistake. Wrong protest. Ah, dear. Perhaps they should be checking the receptionists in Aberdeen before he comes further north. Check they haven't got bombs under the counter. And just as Cassian's about to shoot Daedra, the explosion from the receptionist's bomb kicks off. Like I'm not being fair. There's not that many dead bodies, and then the bomb goes off from the receptionist. Suddenly, there's like 100. So I'm reckoning the receptionist is really the cause of the Gorman massacre. So after all his comments about my poor dad got killed by Grand Moff Tarkin accidentally landed on them, look how many people he's just slaughtered. That's all I'm saying.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Just wiped out 100 people. Cyril, he's spotted Cassian. And Cassian's just about to shoot Daedra. Red spot right in the forehead.
That would have been a good shot.
And Cyril spears him. And they then have a Mr. Darcy Hugh Grant fight. There's a lot of choking, there's a lot of squishing of faces. He gets hit over the head by a seed bowl, it looks like. Once again, probably belonged to the receptionist.
Popping corn.
I took a still. Don't know what happened to his head in the special effects there, but that's something else. And I honestly think Cyril was going to beat him up. Cyril was up for the scrap. And real hatred between the two of them. Yeah. Cassian, he ends up hiding behind a table. Cyril gets a gun. And Cyril's just about to shoot him. And Cassian asks him a question.
Who are you?
I know. Who are you? How offensive. How utterly offensive. And all I can say to Cassian Andor is Cyril was the only member of Corpsec security not to have sex with your sister.
He went there. The
whole of season 2 didn't mention your sister. Did you really? Just abandoned her, working as a stripper and a prostitute back in what was it called? The Maul car or something that was called.
Yeah.
Cyril was the only one that respected her. That's the truth. That's what it boils down to, Paul.
Yeah, it's true.
As Cyril pauses in utter disbelief at what Cassian's just said to him, bang.
That's a great still.
It is. And who of all people shot him? But your elected politician.
The old fella.
Yeah. Carol Rylance. Your elected political official just because he didn't like the decisions, the democratic choices the people were making, and how he slaughtered them. A guy, Cyril, did him no harm. He was merely in charge of weights and measures. Morlana 1, that was the planet where everyone had their turn with Cassian's sister, apart from Cyril, because Cyril was a respected person. And now poor Cyril, he's dead.
Oh, dead. You alright, Brian? You alright?
No, really not.
No.
Outraged.
We will be setting up a
more outraged than Cassian is when he watches back this episode. And Cassian sits there, watches. Who was with the politician? Another rebel in Wilmon. He takes Cassian away. Politician, he doesn't care. He's delighted. He's turned into nothing but a cold-blooded killer. And Daedra doesn't know what's happened to Cyril at this point, but she's staring out. She's a little bit horrified at what's going on. Cassian and Wilmon, they're kind of escaping, and they're getting pursued by a K2 droid, and that smashes people out of the way. And then Cassian starts shooting at it, and the droid keeps coming at him until it gets crushed by Spider-Man.
Sideswiped by Spider-Man.
Crushed. And Cassian, slightly in disbelief at what Spider-Man's done. But he sees an opportunity and he says to them, I have an idea. And they help him load the droid into a ship. So at this point, we should point out this is K2SO. So
Yes.
the first thing that Cassian did when Cassian encountered K2SO was shoot him. Then Spider-Man crushed him. Now,
Chop him in half.
they took him back. In future episodes, we'll see. They take him back to Yavin. Now, the reprogramming for his personality, they don't wipe his memory. So K2SO remembers that Cassian Andor shot him. Has to.
Well, he's forgiven him.
It's a little bit like C-3PO and Anakin and Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It's a K2SO. K2SO always in the back of his mind knows that the first opportunity Cassian took shot him. Mark Neville, it's too soon, but we should play Dago and Kyle this episode at Starfield in September. I've got my photo to get taken with Kyle. He's my hero.
Oh, have you booked one?
I have booked a photo with him.
Yeah. Oh, great.
The Gormans, they're not all dead, sadly. Some of them live on. Still armed. Just point out the gun there in the hand. Cassian, he's now going to leave the planet. At this point, there's a radio message getting played by the lady that Wilmon's partnered up with. The local senator, blissfully sitting there amongst his dirty spider cloth behind him. Because that's all he cares about, having killed Cyril.
There she is.
There she is. Definitely a love interest. We're definitely having sex in that bed at the start of the episode in front of a room of 50 people.
In front of the whole team.
In front of the entire rebellion. What kind of people are these Gormans? This is why people don't like them. But can I point out, the Imperial forces, they just want to calm the situation down. Look how calm the streets are in Gorman at the end of the episode. Job
Is that
done.
because everybody's dead?
Job done well. And what a beautiful planet. Look at that beautiful building the Imperials built.
The perfect peaceful planet.
Just because there's a big mining machine inside it. So it looks pretty. Anyway, I hope they're all wiped out. I would like to see a sequel years down the line where we just see the entire planet rubble. Daedra, she's not reacting very well to what's going on. She's kind of having a panic attack. Justice will come to her. Meanwhile, back in Coruscant, the news reports are coming in. And Edie's there with her lady friends.
The Golden Girls.
Yeah, watching what's going on. With a little tear going down her cheek. As she realises her beloved son has been murdered. Murdered by the local politician.
No more cereal to buy.
Yeah, it's a bit like Angela Rayner shooting someone. You know, that's basically what's happened.
It's just like that. Yes.
Just like that. And shocking behaviour. Who are you? I'll tell you who the Gorman people are. They're just a bunch of scum. And the rumours all these years have been true. That's all I can say, Paul.
Oh, you got to feel sorry for her. Bless her.
You do.
As far as we know, that's her only son.
She was harsh. She held him to high standards.
She was, yes, she was very domineering, wasn't she?
But she loved him in her own way.
In her own way. In her own special way. Bless her.
Yeah.
Bless her.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
A sad episode, Paul.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We've set up a phone line for you. You to ring into.
4 episodes to go. We've got to live
I know.
without Cyril. Never expected him to get killed off at that point. I was shocked.
I thought he would be in it till towards the end. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah, it was probably. I think it's often referred to as people's favourite episode.
Yeah,
a lot going on.
Incredible. It's difficult when you're just using stills to convey. And as Paul McKee said earlier, how beautifully edited and constructed this whole episode was.
Yeah.
It was a continual build throughout the episode. The use of the We Are the Gore song within it just amplified everything as well.
Yeah.
And the plot points running through it, 3-4 different plot points running through it, magnificent. And I thought Kyle Solar's performance was next level throughout.
Yeah. Well, also Deirdre Miro as well. I mean, they were both. You could see their lives unraveling with every scene, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was a powerful episode.
Definitely. So that's that for this week's Death Star Cometh, Paul. And we'll head back to Good Morning Tatooine to wrap up.
Go on then. Oh, look at that.
There we go. Slick. What a fantastic week. Interesting news. A fantastic episode to cover, Paul.
Yes.
And, always fun to chat with you. Are we going to sing We Are the Gore on the way out? I can't bring myself to, because they're just...
We are the wolves. We are the wolves. We are the wolves. No. No. That won't go down very well with Mr. Newbold at all. I don't know any Baggy songs, Mark.
No,
so.
I was going to start the episode by singing Viva España, but they let me down in the football against England tonight. So
all right. For some of us, it was a good result. You know.
Terrible. It always hurts to see England do well. Not better at all. Coming up this coming week, keep your eyes on fantatracks.com for all the Star Wars news in a single file, where every day we'll get all the latest Star Wars and Lucasfilm news, whether it's film, TV, collecting, fashion, gaming, literature, music, art, tons of interviews, event coverage, podcasts, reviews. We spoke at length as well tonight about the Haslab. We'll have a video up either later tonight, early in the morning, with a tour from Hasbro around the Haslab ship. It may change your mind and it may make you want to back it. For more coverage from San Diego Comic-Con, they can keep their eyes on social media as well, Paul.
They can check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, X, and TikTok. There's always something going on.
They can also jump over to their podcatcher of choice. Type in Fantatracks Radio and you'll get all the podcasts you could possibly want. A new episode of Start Your Engines is just out, Paul.
It is. We took a look at something a little bit different. We went for the ride at the Disney parks, the Star Cruiser. What's it called? The ride? The
Star Tours.
Star Tours, yeah, basically. But we looked at the speeder that's involved in Star Tours, and it was a fun episode to record, because we've all got fond memories of when we first got to have a go at Star Tours, and obviously over the years we've had some great group events with Fantatracks where we've got to ride it more than once as a team. And have you ever been the spy?
Only once, the last time I was on it, actually.
Yeah.
I was most offended because I would never betray the Emperor.
Perhaps you were there as a double agent.
All I can say, it was Darth Vader, who can't be trusted, that pointed me out.
Oh dear.
Perhaps a future episode of Start Your Engines will feature the Attack of the Clones gunship.
I think it's going to have to now, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There'll also be a new episode of Making Tracks out on Tuesday. Keep your eyes on Fantatracks TV, as I say, for the aforementioned video from San Diego Comic-Con, plus lots more coming to the platform. And that is this week. Your weekly recap of all the latest Star Wars news on Good Morning Tatooine. Just to end the show with a fact check, it's a Star Speeder 3000.
I couldn't remember what it was called, Mark. I'm sorry. There you go.
Just there. Just remember that you got the spelling wrong in one article this week, so we'll call it equal.
True.
Each
That's
week we're
balanced
going to
it
look
out.
for an article on facttracks.com with the spelling mistakes so we can point it out live on the show.
Yay!
Going to be our new challenge, Paul.
Our new feature.
Yeah. This week on GMT.
Yes.
And with that
Maybe
bombshell,
we could do a job. No, do a jobber's court on it.
Yeah. And that bombshell, it's time for me to say goodnight. So it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from Spain and England. Good night.
Keep up to date with the latest Star Wars news each and every day on FanthaTracks.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Tumblr, and Pinterest at FanthaTracks. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow FanthaTracks TV to be alerted to new content and to be a part of our live shows.